Under the dim morning light of Seoul, Song Hye-kyo appeared on Instagram with a look that made millions of hearts skip a beat. Gone were her signature long waves that had framed her elegance for decades. Instead, a daringly short, perfectly layered haircut took their place. Within hours, the internet was ablaze. Fans around the world couldn't stop talking about her transformation, calling her timeless, rejuvenated, and proof that beauty can rewrite its own rules. It wasn't just a haircut. It was a statement. A quiet revolution in how the world saw her, and perhaps how she saw herself. For years, Song Hye-kyo has embodied grace, mystery, and emotional depth on screen. Whether she's portraying a heartbroken lover in That Winter, The Wind Blows, or a resilient artist in The Glory, she's always exuded an aura of stillness, a calm power that draws you in without trying. Her long hair had become almost symbolic, a veil of classic femininity, untouched by trends. But this time, she broke her own image with a single bold move. The new hairstyle, sleek, shoulder-grazing, and effortlessly modern, immediately sent a message. Song Hye-kyo is not here to stay in the past. She's evolving, and she's not afraid to show it. Her short hair wasn't just about appearance. It felt like a liberation, a reminder that reinvention can be quiet yet profound. Fans flooded her Instagram comments within minutes. "How can she look this young?" wrote one user. "She's not aging, she's glowing backwards," another fan exclaimed. Thousands of others echoed the same sentiment, that Song Hye-kyo had somehow transcended time. The phrase, ageless beauty, began trending across social platforms, and soon major entertainment outlets picked up the story, hailing her as an icon who continues to redefine elegance at every stage of her life. But behind the surface-level admiration lies something deeper. Something that makes this transformation far more powerful. For someone who has lived much of her life in the spotlight, constantly watched, analyzed, and compared, the decision to alter something as symbolic as her hair speaks volumes about her confidence and self-awareness. It's a small but potent expression of control in a world that often tries to define women by their past looks, roles, or relationships. When you look at her new photos, there's something strikingly serene about them. Her smile is softer, her gaze steadier, her presence more grounded. It's as if she has finally stepped into a version of herself that no longer needs to prove anything. She's simply existing, radiant, assured, and real. This evolution has inspired countless fans, especially women who grew up watching her dramas and who now see in her a reflection of their own journey through growth, heartbreak, and rediscovery. Many took to social media to say how her change motivated them to embrace their own transformations, to cut their hair, change their style, or take a step toward something new. It's almost poetic, isn't it? That a haircut could carry such emotional resonance. But with Song Hye-kyo, it always goes beyond the surface. She's not just an actress. She's a symbol of quiet resilience. Every role she takes, every appearance she makes, seems to whisper the same message. Strength doesn't have to shout. There's also a fascinating duality in this new image of hers. While her short hair gives her a youthful glow, it also adds a sense of maturity and artistic sophistication. It's chic yet humble, polished yet spontaneous, the perfect balance that only someone like Hye-kyo could pull off. She has become a canvas of contrasts, ageless yet evolving, delicate yet daring, classic yet modern. Industry insiders have been quick to note that this new look might be a prelude to a new chapter in her career. Rumors have circulated that she's preparing for a new film project, one that will show her in a completely different light. Raw, daring, and perhaps even vulnerable in ways we've never seen. If true, this haircut might just be the visual metaphor for her next artistic leap. Fashion critics, too, are calling her transformation one of the best celebrity style moments of the year. Major beauty brands in Korea and beyond have already started referencing her new look in campaigns, labeling it the Hye-kyo cut, a style that symbolizes reinvention and grace without effort. Salons across Asia have reported a noticeable uptick in clients asking for similar hairstyles, a phenomenon that only confirms her ongoing influence in pop culture. But perhaps what makes this transformation so captivating is that Song Hye-kyo never sought attention for it. She didn't announce it, she didn't promote it. She simply appeared, as if saying, "This is me, take it or leave it." That quiet confidence is what sets her apart. She doesn't follow trends. She creates moments that live beyond them. Her fans, especially those who have followed her since Autumn in My Heart and Full House, see this as a continuation of the narrative they've loved her for. A woman who grows, learns, and transforms before our eyes, yet somehow remains the same at her core. Every chapter of her life seems to hold a lesson about self-discovery. And this time, the lesson is simple but powerful. Change is beautiful when it's born from peace, not pressure. Even her closest colleagues have commented on the refreshing energy she's been radiating recently. A close friend reportedly shared that Hye-kyo has been spending more time traveling, reading, and engaging in quiet hobbies like photography and painting. Things that allow her to express herself away from the lens. This sense of peace seems to have translated directly into her new aura. Some fans have also pointed out how symbolic this haircut feels after the glory, the dark, emotionally charged drama that earned her critical acclaim worldwide. In that role, she played a woman consumed by vengeance, intense, broken, and beautifully tragic. Perhaps this new look is her way of closing that chapter, shedding not only the physical weight of her long hair but also the emotional heaviness of the character she carried. When you think of it that way, her short hair becomes more than a fashion statement. It's an act of renewal. It's as if she's saying, I've survived, I've learned, and now I'm lighter. This is what makes Song Hye-kyo so magnetic. She doesn't just live her life. She turns it into quiet poetry. Every gesture, every change, carries emotion. Fans don't just watch her. They feel her evolution as if it were their own. In a world obsessed with youth and perfection, her presence offers something refreshing. A reminder that beauty doesn't fade, it transforms. That the secret to staying timeless is not holding on to the past but embracing the present with grace. If you scroll through the comments on her recent post, you'll find fans from all generations expressing admiration not just for her looks, but for what she represents. She gives me hope, one comment reads. I used to fear aging, but when I see her, I realize it's just another kind of beauty. That's the legacy Song Hye-kyo is building. One that transcends screens and scripts. What's remarkable is how her charm remains untouched by controversy or noise. While many celebrities chase virality through grand gestures, Hye-kyo continues to captivate by being understated. Her allure lies in subtlety, a raised eyebrow, a half smile, a new haircut that quietly sets the world talking. It's no wonder that brands continue to line up to work with her. She embodies the kind of sophistication that can't be manufactured. Even in a digital era where trends change overnight, Song Hye-kyo stands still, timeless in motion, effortless in reinvention. This moment, her short haircut, her radiant presence, her soft smile, feels like the beginning of something new. A new era perhaps, where she no longer needs to be defined by her past roles or relationships, but by her individuality and authenticity. And for her fans, it's more than exciting. It's deeply personal. They've watched her rise, struggle, and triumph. They've seen her heartache mirrored in her dramas and her resilience mirrored in her career. Now, as she embraces this new phase with grace, it feels like watching an old friend finally breathe freely again. Song Hye-kyo's transformation is a reminder that sometimes, change doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. It can be as simple as a haircut, a few inches off, a new reflection in the mirror. Yet it can symbolize years of growth, acceptance, and self-love. She has always been admired for her beauty, but now, she's being celebrated for something even greater. Her authenticity. Her new look isn't about rebellion or reinvention for the sake of relevance. It's about alignment, with who she is, with what she feels, and with the peace she's found within herself. As fans continue to share her photos, as stylists attempt to recreate her new cut, and as media outlets continue to praise her for being ageless, Song Hye-kyo remains, as always, quietly radiant, untouched by noise, unbothered by opinions, and undeniably magnetic. And for those who have loved her from the start, this moment feels poetic. Because in the end, it's not just about how beautiful she looks, it's about what that beauty represents. Strength, freedom, renewal. Her short hair may have been the spark, but the flame it ignited is something much deeper. A reminder that even in a world obsessed with perfection, true beauty will always belong to those brave enough to evolve. And as Song Hye-kyo stands before the world with her new look, her soft gaze and quiet confidence tell us everything we need to know. She's not chasing time. She's living it. Gracefully, fearlessly, and beautifully. When Song Hye-kyo appeared on Instagram with a brand new look, the world seemed to pause for a second. It was one of those rare celebrity moments that didn't need words, didn't need a press release, didn't even need a caption. Just a photo, a quietly confident woman looking straight into the lens with a hint of serenity in her eyes. And suddenly, millions of fans were breathless. Her hair, once long and flowing, a trademark of her signature grace, was gone. In its place was a short, elegant, and fiercely modern cut that seemed to redefine her entire aura. Within minutes, the photo exploded across the internet, gaining hundreds of thousands of likes and comments. Some fans called it her rebirth. Others said it felt like a new chapter of her story unfolding before our eyes. But what made this transformation so magnetic wasn't just the haircut itself, it was what it represented. Song Hye-kyo, for decades, has stood as the epitome of timeless beauty and quiet strength in Korean entertainment. Her name alone evokes nostalgia and emotion. From her breakout role in Autumn in My Heart to her heart-wrenching performances in Full House, Descendants of the Sun, and The Glory, she has spent years weaving emotions into her characters and leaving an imprint on viewers that never quite fades. Her face has been associated with softness, her long hair almost symbolic of the gentle, enduring beauty she embodied. So when she appeared with her bold new short haircut, it wasn't just a visual surprise, it was an artistic and emotional statement. Her look exudes a new kind of confidence, one that feels grounded, free, and radiant in its simplicity. The sharp lines of the cut frame her face with effortless sophistication, revealing more of her natural beauty, the kind that doesn't rely on glamour but on self-assurance. Fans couldn't stop commenting on how youthful she looked. "She's glowing backwards," wrote one fan. "She doesn't age, she evolves," said another. This transformation feels like the beginning of a quiet revolution, one that only Song Hye-kyo could start without uttering a single word. It's almost as if this new haircut marked the end of one life and the gentle beginning of another. The timing couldn't be more poetic. After the emotional storm of The Glory, where Hye-kyo's portrayal of a broken woman seeking revenge shook audiences to their core, she has emerged lighter, freer, and calmer, like someone who has finally learned to let go. The weight of the roles, the pressure of perfection, the gaze of the public, all seem to have melted away. What remains is the essence of who she truly is. For years, the world saw Song Hye-kyo as an untouchable figure. Perfect, distant, wrapped in the calm elegance that made her seem almost unreal. But now, she feels human. The short hair makes her look approachable, relatable, and refreshingly raw. There's power in her simplicity. You can see it in her eyes. They no longer hide behind the curtain of her hair. They shine freely, revealing confidence that's deeper than beauty. It's peace. Fans have described her new aura as rebirth energy. She's not trying to look young. She's showing that she's timeless. And that's the kind of beauty that never fades. The comments under her post read like love letters from across the world. Watching her is like watching a flower bloom again. She doesn't chase youth, she defines it. This woman carries history in her smile. It's not exaggeration. It's connection. People feel emotionally tied to Song Hye-kyo not because she's a celebrity, but because she mirrors the quiet struggles of so many. She has loved and lost, been judged and admired, stayed silent when others would have spoken, and through it all, she's kept her grace intact. This haircut isn't just a style. It's a symbol of self-acceptance. In Korean culture, cutting your hair can sometimes mean starting anew, shedding the weight of the past. And whether or not she intended it that way, the symbolism fits perfectly. It's like watching someone who's finally ready to live for themselves. There's a quiet magic in her confidence. No big statement. No interview. No explanation. Just a single photo, and the world felt it. That's the Song Hye-kyo effect. Stylists have already begun referring to her new look as the Hye-kyo cut. Sharp, effortless, and free. Salons from Seoul to Singapore are getting requests from fans who want to feel like her, not just in appearance but in energy. And maybe that's what makes this so special. It's not about copying her, it's about channeling her courage to change. When you think of it, Song Hye-kyo has always been more than an actress. She's a storyteller, even in silence. Her image speaks a language of transformation. Every stage of her life tells a new story, from her innocent charm in Full House to the deep melancholy of The Glory, and now this, a woman stepping fully into her own skin, owning her evolution without apology. In the entertainment world, reinvention is often forced, driven by trends, marketing, or competition. But Hye-kyo's transformation feels organic, deeply personal. It's not the kind of change that screams, "Look at me." It whispers, "I'm finally free." And that's why people love her. Not because she's perfect, but because she's real. Her friends have hinted in interviews that she's been embracing a slower lifestyle, spending time traveling, reading, painting, and surrounding herself with peace. They say she laughs more these days, speaks softly but with purpose. It's as if she's learned that true beauty is not about how the world sees you, but how you see yourself. And in that lesson lies something profound for her fans, especially those who followed her since the early 2000s. They've grown up with her. They've matured, faced heartbreaks, rediscovered themselves. Seeing her transform feels like watching an old friend remind you that it's never too late to begin again. Her short hair, in a sense, has become a metaphor for letting go, for starting over, for embracing the kind of peace that comes when you finally stop trying to please everyone and start listening to your own heart. If beauty were a story, Song Hye-kyo would be the chapter that teaches us that change isn't loss, it's evolution. That you can walk through storms, be misunderstood, and still shine brighter than ever. That you can age, grow, and still carry the same spark that first made the world fall in love with you. In her quiet way, she has reminded everyone that confidence doesn't come from perfection. It comes from authenticity. And that's what makes her truly ageless. As her photo continues to circulate online, new fans are discovering her for the first time, while longtime admirers are reflecting on how far she's come. It's a cultural moment that feels both nostalgic and forward-looking. Because Song Hye-kyo is no longer just the girl from the golden age of Korean dramas. She's a living embodiment of endurance, artistry, and renewal. She's proof that you can reinvent yourself without losing who you are. And that's why this single image, this one act of quiet transformation, resonates so deeply. It's not just about style or beauty. It's about courage. The courage to evolve, to say goodbye to an old version of yourself, to step into the unknown with grace. The world has watched her bloom, falter, and rise again. And now she stands tall, shining not because of fame, but because of freedom. For her fans, it's impossible not to feel moved. Because in a way, we all see ourselves in her. Our fears, our hopes, our need to start anew. Her new look isn't just her story. It's ours too. And that's what makes it unforgettable. As she continues to inspire millions through a single gesture, one thing becomes clear. Song Hye-kyo's beauty has never been about her face, it's been about her soul. Every era of her life feels like a different painting, each one more meaningful than the last. And now, with this new look, she's painting her masterpiece. A portrait of strength, serenity, and self-love. Her journey is a gentle reminder that you don't need to shout to be powerful. Sometimes you just need to show up, fully, truthfully, beautifully, and let the world feel your light. And as that light continues to shine, it's impossible not to be drawn in, to be inspired by her courage, to reflect on your own, and to remember that change in its purest form is an act of love. If you felt moved by Song Hye-kyo's transformation, if her quiet grace touched you the way it touched millions, then this story continues beyond the screen. Dive deeper into her world, her evolution, her artistry, and the emotions she inspires, by joining us on Midnight in Seoul, where we celebrate the heart and humanity behind every Korean star we love. At Midnight in Seoul, we don't just tell stories, we honor the souls behind them. Subscribe, stay connected, and be part of the family that keeps the spirit of Korean cinema, drama, and beauty alive. Because just like Song Hye-kyo, every story deserves to be seen, remembered, and reborn.